The purpose of yoga is to prevent the modifications or afflictions of the chitta. These modifications arise because of the outgoing nature of the senses and our desire for sense objects. The chitta, which classical yoga speaks about, is not the same as the mind we know in modern science. Manas is perhaps a more appropriate word for it, although there are some serious fundamental differences between the two. For example, the mind or manas in Hinduism is a receptacle that does not create thoughts. It rather receives various thought forms from the universal consciousness according to its receptivity and transmits them back into it according to its intentions and inclinations. The chitta, which yoga refers, is a complex internal mechanism chiefly responsible for our perception, cognition, memory, and consciousness. It is not a product of electric impulses or brain mechanism, but a luminous substance made up of fine particles of energy and consciousness. It is difficult to translate the word chitta into English because of the complexity of its structure and functions. Each living being is permeated with the substance of chitta, not just in its head region, but the entire body and also around it. The chitta serves as the substratum or support for other agencies of a living being, namely intellect or buddhi, mind or manas, senses or indriyas, ego or aham, and the five elements, namely mahabhutas. Together, they are often called the internal organ or antahkarana. Although it is difficult to translate the word into English, we may loosely regard chitta as dynamic consciousness formed by the association of the chit or pure consciousness with shakti or pure energy. The chitta constitutes the waters of life from which further creation comes forth. The chitta should not be mistaken as an extension of the brain because it has the ability to travel long distances at unimaginable speeds and interact with the objects it perceives through the senses and replicates them exactly in itself. In other words, the chitta is not just a perceiving mechanism but an interactive mechanism in which it acts both as the perceiver and the replicator of the things perceived. All the three qualities or gunas, namely sattva, rajas and tamas, are present in it. Sattva plays an important role in the perception by providing the luminosity to the objects, while the other two, namely rajas and tamas, keep it in different states of activity and inertia. The chitta has different states or bhumis, which arise in a practitioner according to his level of progress. It has the ability to expand or contract depending upon the types of living beings and their state of evolution. It is larger in the humans and much smaller in less evolved organisms. It has a working component called karya chitta, which dies with the being, and a causative component called karana chitta, which survives death and becomes the blueprint for the next life of the soul. The chitta is susceptible to 5 different types of modifications known as chitta vrittis, caused by different types of perception. Namely, correct perception, wrong perception, imagination, sleep and memory. The purpose of yoga is to stabilize the chitta so that one is able to perceive things clearly and see one's own essence hidden in everything. This is accomplished through progressive stages of purification in which the quality of sattva in the consciousness is increased while rajas and tamas are proportionately reduced or suppressed.